Chapter 1. Laying Plans. Sun Tzu said, "The art of war is a crucial thing. For the state, it's as vital as winter to spring. It's a matter of life, it's a matter of death, a path to safe roads or to ruin's last breath. So heed this wise subject, don't cast it away, for the art of war guides you, come what may. This art is governed by factors, 5 in all, to ponder and think on, whether big or small. When you're planning and plotting the field's grand design, consider these factors, let me list them in line. 1. The moral law. It's the glue, don't you see? It binds folks to leaders like honey to bees. They'll follow with fervor, through thick and through thin, undaunted by danger to lose or to win. 2. Heaven. Now heaven, it covers the sky. It's night and it's day. It's low and it's high. It's cold and it's hot. It's seasons and time. All these conditions, the battlefield's chime. 3. Earth. Oh, earth, what a place to behold. Its distances, terrains, both timid and bold. Its danger and safety. Its passes and plains. Its life's fickle chances. Its losses and gains. 4. The commander, a leader so grand, with wisdom and courage, a benevolent hand. Strictness and virtue they lead with such grace, the heart of the army, the strength of the place. 5. Method and discipline, order, it's marshaling forces in tidy, neat rows. It's ranks in their grades, it's roads for supply. It's spending wisely beneath the watchful eye. These 5 should be known by each general, dear, for those who know well have nothing to fear. They'll win every battle, they'll come out on top, but those who know not, their success will soon stop. So when you're planning and making your scheme, compare these wise factors like a well-oiled machine. 1. Which sovereign's imbued with the moral law. 2. Which general's the best, the cream of the crop. 3. Which has the favor of heaven and earth. 4. Whose discipline's strong from first to the fourth. 5. Which army's stronger, who stands tall and proud. 6. Who's got the skills in a disciplined crowd. 7. Who rewards and who punishes, firm and clear. With these 7 thoughts, the outcome is near. Victory's clear if you heed my advice and keep a keen eye on the roll of the dice. The general who listens, who heeds what I say, will conquer with ease, they'll rule the day. But the one who ignores me, who tosses aside, will face bitter defeat, no matter their pride. Deception's the key in the art of the fight. When ready to strike, appear out of sight. If using your force seem lazy and slow, if close to the foe, make sure they don't know. Lure them with baits, make chaos and smash. If they're strong and secure, be gone in a flash. If they're quick to anger, make sure they see red. Feign weakness and watch as they charge ahead. If resting and calm, give them no peace. If united and strong, their strength you must cease. Strike where they're weakest, appear from nowhere. These tricks of the trade, take heed and beware. The general who wins plans well in advance, while those who do not lose every chance. More calculations lead to success, you see. Less planning brings defeat. So listen to me. So remember, dear reader, in this game of chance, prepare and plan wisely and always enhance. For victory goes to those who are keen. In the art of war, it's the winning routine. Chapter 2. Waging War. Sun Tzu said, "In the war games we play, with 1,000 swift chariots, heavy ones in array, and 100,000 soldiers clad in their mail, with provisions to last them on a long, long trail. The spending is hefty, both at home and the front, for glue, paint, and armor. It's a costly stunt. 1,000 ounces of silver each day to keep an army of 100,000 at bay. When you start a big fight, and victory's delayed, men's weapons grow dull, their excitement will fade. Lay siege to a town, your strength will run dry. Prolong the campaign, and your state's funds will fly. When weapons are dull and strength's wearing thin, Other chieftains will pounce and chaos will begin. No wise man can stop what happens next. As new enemies arise, your army's perplexed. We've heard of dumb haste in war. Oh, so true. But cleverness with long delays, that won't do. No country has thrived from a prolonged fight. It only brings hardship day and night. To truly know war and its profit and pain, you must know the evils it brings in its train. A skillful soldier won't raise troops anew. His wagons won't need a second run-through. Bring what you need from your own home ground, but forage from the enemy's, and food will abound. Keeping an army from far-off lands means your own people bear too many demands. An army nearby makes prices soar high and drains all the goods from the locals nearby. When the people's goods are drained away, taxes and hardships come into play. Homes will be bare, strength will be spent, with broken chariots and armor's dent. The costs will rise, the revenue's torn, 4/10 of it gone, the state will be worn. So a wise general will forage the foe. 1 cart of their goods equals 20 from home, you know? To kill the enemy, our men must be roused. To defeat them well, their efforts must be housed. In chariot fights, reward the first to take 10. Replace enemy flags with our own, again and again. Treat captured soldiers with kindness and care. Use the foe's strength to make your army rare. In war, make victory your primary goal, not long campaigns that take their toll. The leader of armies decides the people's fate. Whether peace or peril, it's never too late. Chapter 3. Attack by Stratagem. Sun Tzu said, "In the art of war, the best thing to do is to take the enemy's land whole and true. To shatter and smash it, that's not the best plan. Better to capture if you really can. To fight and win every battle you see is not the highest form of victory. Supreme excellence, better than might, is breaking resistance without a fight. The greatest generals stop the enemy's schemes. Next, they split up the enemy's teams. Third comes the battle in the wide open field. But besieging cities, that's a poor yield. Besieging a city, if it can be avoided, should be left alone so your troops aren't exploited. Building mantlets and shelters takes time, 3 months or more, with no reason or rhyme. A general too angry might launch an attack like ants swarming forth, but get pushed right back. 1/3 of his men will fall and not rise, while the town stays standing, a terrible prize. So the skillful leader wins with no fight. He captures the city by sheer mental might. He overthrows kingdoms without much delay, with all of his forces still ready to play. With his forces intact, he'll contest and he'll win. Without losing a man, he'll make heads spin. This is the method of stratagem pure, a brilliant technique that will always endure. In war, if our forces are 10 to their 1, we surround them completely and then we've won. If 5 to 1, we attack with a cheer. If 2 to 1, we split, have no fear. If forces are equal, we're ready to fight, and if fewer, we hide, till the time is just right. If we're much too weak, then fleeing's our choice. To fight another day, we'll raise our voice. A small force might fight and be tough, sure enough, but a larger force will make it quite rough. The general's the shield that keeps the state strong. If he's weak, the state won't last long. A ruler can mess up his army's fine dance by telling them to advance or to prance, without knowing they can't obey his command. This hobbles the army, ruins the plan. Or he might run the army like he runs his domain, not knowing the army's unique strain. This causes restlessness, confusion, and doubt. The soldiers won't know what it's all about. Or by using his officers without any clue, not adapting to what they can actually do. This shakes the soldier's confidence. Oh dear, and trouble from princes will soon be near. To win, there are 5 things you must always know: when to fight and when not to go. How to handle forces, both great and small, keeping the spirit the same for all. He who waits, prepared for the foe, will win when the enemy doesn't know. And he who's skilled without interference will lead his army to perseverance. If you know the enemy and know yourself, it's true. 100 battles will not worry you. If you know yourself but the enemy, not quite. For every win, you'll also face a plight. But if you know neither and go to fight, you'll lose every battle, day and night. Chapter 4. Tactical Dispositions. Sun Tzu said, "The good fighters of old first secured themselves tight, made their defenses bold. They'd wait for the right time to strike with great might, defeating the enemy with a well-planned fight. To guard against defeat, it's up to you. But the chance to win comes from the enemy too. A good fighter knows how to keep safe and sound, but can't always ensure that a win will be found. So here's what they say. You might know how to win, but doing it's tricky. It's hard to begin. Defense means you're strong, but not strong enough. Offense means strength that can handle the tough. A skilled general in defense, he hides low, in secret places where no one will go. But skilled in attack, he strikes from on high. From the top of the heavens, he'll conquer the sky. Seeing victory only when it's clear to the crowd is not the best way to make your folks proud. It's not excellence if you fight and you win, and everyone cheers, well done, with a grin. To lift a small hair is not strength at its peak. To see sun and moon doesn't make your eyes sleek. To hear thunder's roar isn't quickness of ear. True skill's in winning with ease, never fear. What the ancients called clever was a fighter so wise, who'd win without struggle, without much surprise. His victories, smooth, brought no fame for his smarts, for winning with ease was just one of his arts. He wins by not making mistakes, that's the key. For an enemy beaten before is easy to see. The skillful fighter sets himself to not lose, then finds the right moment to give the bad news. In war, a smart leader waits till the win's in the bag, while the one who will lose fights first, then must lag. The best leader upholds the moral law tight. With method and discipline, he gains the fight. When we talk about methods in military art, first, there's measurement, that's where we start. Second, it's estimating quantity there. Third, it's calculation, a task most fair. Fourth, it's balancing chances we see. Fifth, it's victory, as clear as can be. Measurements from earth, solid and round. Estimation from measurement, solidly found. Calculation from estimation's great span. Balancing chances from calculation's plan. And victory springs from balancing right. A well-measured force brings the enemy fright. A victorious army, strong and grand, is like a pound's weight in a giant's hand. Against a single grain, weak and small, the conquering force will always stand tall. The rush of this force, like waters that burst into a chasm, deep and cursed. 1,000 fathoms the waters will leap, the conquering force, victory to keep. Chapter 5. Energy. Sun Tzu said, for leading a crowd or leading a few, the trick is the same. Here's what you do. Just split them in groups, divide them just right, and control them with signals both day and night. Whether your army is large or it's small, the principle's simple, the same rules for all. To face the attack and stand strong without fear, use direct and indirect moves, my dear, to make your army strong as can be. Like a grindstone smashing an egg, you see. You must know weak points and strong ones too. It's all in the science. Here's what you do. Direct methods join the battle, you know, but indirect ones will help you win the show. Indirect tactics are endless like the sky. They flow like rivers. They'll never run dry. Like the sun and the moon, they start anew. Like the 4 seasons, they always come through. Just 5 musical notes make melodies grand, more than our ears could ever understand. With 5 colors combined, we see endless sights, more hues than our eyes could capture in lights. 5 tastes on our tongues, sour, bitter, and sweet. Combine them, and you'll find flavors to eat. In battle, 2 ways to attack, it's true, direct and indirect. It's what we must do. Combine these methods in a circle round, endless maneuvers, victory found. Troops rush forward like a torrent's flow, rolling stones in their path. Onward they go. A falcon swoops down with perfect precision. Good fighters are prompt in making decisions. Energy's like a crossbow pulled tight. Decision's the trigger released in the fight. In chaos, there's order, though it may not seem. In battle's confusion, keep your team. Fake disorder means discipline's strong. Pretend to be weak, but strength comes along. Hide courage beneath the cloak of fear. Disguise your strength, Keep tactics clear. A skillful leader keeps the foe on the move. With tricks and baits, he makes them groove. He sacrifices something, a clever display that the enemy grabs and is led astray. With chosen troops, he lies in wait, combined energy, sealing the enemy's fate. The clever fighter uses energy combined, not too much from one, it's teamwork you'll find. His troops roll like logs, down a slope they'll go. Round ones move fast, square ones not so. Good fighter's energy is a rolling stone's might. Down the mountain they come from a great height. And so, with energy, we end this rhyme, strategy and tactics perfected through time. Chapter 6. Weak points and strong. Sun Tzu said, "Whoever gets to the field first and waits will be fresh and ready in excellent states. But he who is late and rushes to fight will be weary and worn, not feeling quite right." So the clever combatant, with a plan so grand it imposes his will, makes his own stand. He tempts the enemy to make them draw near, or causes such trouble they'll steer clear in fear. If the enemy's lazy, he'll give them a poke. If they're full of food, he'll starve the whole folk. If they're camped and comfy, he'll force them to flee. He'll pop up where needed, like a cat in a tree. March where they're not, to keep your troops strong. Avoid the places where you don't belong. You'll win the fight if you strike undefended. Your defense will be safe if it's not upended. A skillful attack leaves foes in a daze. A skillful defense leaves foes in a maze. Be subtle, be secret, invisible too, and the fate of the battle will be up to you. Move like the wind, strike where they're weak, retreat in a flash, be nimble and sleek. If you wish to fight, the enemy you'll prod. Make them come out, even if it seems odd. But if you don't want to fight, you can avoid the fray. Throw something strange in the enemy's way. Learn their plans, stay hidden and sly. Keep your forces united, watch the enemy fly. When you unite and the enemy splits, you'll win the battle, bits by bits. You'll be the whole, they'll be the parts. Your victory starts as their army departs. Keep your fight location a secret so tight, the enemy will scatter, preparing for a fight. Strengthen here, weaken there, all their moves will confound, while your troops will be strong, not spread all around. If they reinforce everywhere, they'll be weak all the same. Numerical strength, it's just part of the game. Know the place and the time of the fight ahead. Concentrate your forces, keep your enemies in dread. But if time and place are unknown to all, your wings can't support, your center will fall. Left can't help right, front can't help back, far or near, coordination will lack. Even if they have numbers, a victory's no sure thing. With smart plans and schemes, you can still be the king. Discover their plans, their strengths and their weak. Make them show themselves, make them squeak. Compare and contrast, see where you stand. Know your strengths and weaknesses all as planned. Hide your tactics, be safe from spies. Confuse your enemies and hear their cries. Victory comes from knowing the game, but don't stick to one tactic. That's always the same. Military moves are like water's course, flowing and changing, a natural force. Avoid what is strong, strike at the weak. Shape your plans to the ground, be sleek. No constant shape, no constant way. In war, like water, let flexibility stay. The elements change, the seasons turn round. Days can be short or long as found. The moon waxes and wanes as you must see, so too must your tactics be fluid and free. Chapter 7. Maneuvering. Sun Tzu said, "In war it's quite clear, the general listens to the sovereign, my dear. He gathers his army, blends them just right, then sets up his camp, prepared for the fight. Maneuvering tactics are tough, that's true. Turning tricks into triumphs is what you must do. Take a long winding route, make the enemy chase, then get to the goal and win the race. With a disciplined army, you'll have the upper hand, but with a chaotic crowd, trouble's close at hand. Marching with might to seize an advantage may leave you too late, that's quite a disadvantage. A flying column's swift, but there's a cost. Baggage and stores could be lost. Rolling up coats, marching day and night. Half your force won't make it, that's not right. If you march 50 miles to outmaneuver your foe, you'll lose half your force, just so you know. 30 miles? You'll fare a bit better. 2/3 will arrive, but not to the letter. An army needs baggage, provisions, and more. Without these essentials, it's lost for sure. Know your neighbor's plans before making a pact, and understand the land before you act. Use local guides to navigate the terrain, mountains and forests, pitfalls and rain. In war, be deceptive, practice dissimulation. Your success will come from this clever formulation. Whether to split or to unite, let circumstances guide you day or night. Be swift as the wind, compact as a tree. In raiding, be fire. In stillness, a mountain be. Plans should be secret, dark as night. And when you strike, be a thunderbolt's light. When you take spoils, share with your men. In captured lands, give out plots then. Think and ponder before you move. The art of deviation will make you groove. On the battlefield, voices don't carry well. So use gongs and drums and banners to tell. Gongs and drums, banners that sway. Focus your army, keep chaos at bay. In night fights, use fires and drums that roar. By day, use flags and banners galore. A whole army's spirit can be robbed, you see, and a leader's mind can lose its glee. A soldier's spirit peaks at morning's light. By noon it wanes, by evening it's night. A clever general knows this mood. He attacks when the enemy's not in the mood. Wait when they're keen, strike when they're not. This is the art of moods well thought. Stay calm and poised while they're in disarray. This keeps your strength and fear at bay. Be near the goal while they struggle and strain, well fed and rested while they feel the pain. Don't charge uphill against a foe's might, nor attack them when they're downhill in sight. Don't chase an enemy who pretends to flee. Don't fight soldiers whose spirits are free. Avoid the bait, it's a trap for sure, and let an enemy returning home endure. When you surround them, leave them away. Press not too hard, let desperation sway. Such is the art of warfare, dear friend. With these clever tactics, your victory will blend. Chapter 8. Variation in Tactics. Sun Tzu said, "In the art of war, you see, the general gets commands from the sovereign with glee. He gathers his army, concentrates his might, ready for battle both day and night. In tough country, don't set up your tent, where high roads intersect, with allies be spent. Don't linger where danger is all around. In hemmed-in spots, let clever plans abound. In desperate times, you must stand and fight, for there's no retreat when things are tight. There are roads you should skip, armies not to fight, towns you must leave, positions that aren't right. Commands from above that you shouldn't heed. The wise general knows just what to need. The general who knows tactics' varied charms will handle his troops without any alarms. The one who doesn't, no matter how keen, will miss all the chances that might have been seen. A student of war, with no variation in plans, will fail to make use of his men's strong hands. The wise leader blends both good and bad, to make the best plans that can be had. If our hopes for gain are tempered just so, we might achieve what we aim for, you know. In the midst of trouble, always look for gain, and you'll find your way out of the pain. Trouble the chiefs with damage and strife. Keep them engaged, disrupt their life. Tempt them with bait, make them rush here and there. With clever tactics, you'll catch them unaware. In war, don't count on the enemy's stay. Be ready yourself, come what may. Don't hope he won't strike, but prepare your ground. Make your position the best all around. There are 5 faults that generals should fear. 1. Recklessness, bringing danger near. 2. Cowardice, leading to capture, oh dear. 3. A hasty temper, easily provoked by jeer. 4. Delicate honor, sensitive to shame, clear. 5. Overcare for troops, bringing trouble near. These 5 faults are general sins, ruining war before it begins. When an army falls and its leaders down, look for these faults, they'll surely be found. Let these faults be a thought in your head, for they can fill a general with dread. Meditate on these dangers, day and night, to lead your troops well and win the fight. Chapter 9. The Army on the March. Sun Tzu said, Now let's talk about marching your men and how to spot signs from the enemy's den. When camping your troops, there's much to know. Follow these rules and victory will grow. When you cross over mountains, don't camp too high. Stay near the valleys where the rivers lie. Face the sun when you settle your sight. Don't climb heights to start a fight. When crossing a river, get far away. Don't meet in the middle, that's not the way. Let half of the enemy cross before you attack. Catch them off guard and push them back. If you're near a river, don't fight near its side. Moor your boats higher up, with the sun as your guide. Don't go upstream to meet the foe. That's how river warfare should go. In salt marshes, move quick. Don't delay. Fight near water and grass if you must stay. Find trees at your back to give you support. That's how to fight in a marshy sort. On dry, level ground, find a rise for your rear. With danger ahead, your troops have less fear. These tips for camping in flat terrain help the Yellow Emperor to reign. All armies like high ground and sunny spots. Care for your men. Camp on hard plots. If you do this, disease will be few. Victory will come marching through. When you find a hill, take the sunny side. With the slope at your back, your troops can't be denied. If a river is swollen with rain from afar, wait till it calms before you wage war. Steep cliffs, deep hollows, and tangled thickets. Leave them quick, they're not worth the tickets. But make the enemy approach these places, while you stay clear with safer spaces. Search the ponds, the grasses, and woods for spies and ambushers hiding in hoods. If the enemy is close and quiet, they rely on their strong position. That's why. If they provoke a battle but stay away, they want you to chase them, come what may. If their camp is easy to access, beware. It's likely a trap, so don't go there. When trees shake and rustle, they're on the move. Screens in the grass, they're up to some groove. Birds rising high show ambush is nigh. Startled beasts mean an attack is nearby. Dust in high columns means chariots advance. Low, spread out dust means infantry's chance. Dust branching out means wood to collect. Little clouds of dust. Camp's about to erect. Humble words but big prep mean they'll advance. Harsh words but retreat. They're giving you a chance. Light chariots on wings mean a battle's in sight. Peace talks without oath. Something's not right. Running about and soldiers falling in rank means the battle's near, and it's not a prank. Advancing and retreating, it's a trick they show. Soldiers leaning on spears mean hunger's low. If water drawers drink before they fill, their army is thirsty. That's a bad drill. If they ignore advantage, soldiers are spent. Birds landing on spots mean no one's present. Noise at night means nerves are high. Disturbance in camp? The leader's awry. Shifting banners mean sedition's near. Angry officers mean tired men, dear. Feeding horses with grain, killing cows for food. Not hanging pots. They're in a fighting mood. Whispering soldiers in knots and groups mean disaffection in the ranks and troops. Frequent rewards mean resources are thin. Too many punishments mean troubles within. Bluster at first, then fear a foe. Shows a lack of smarts, you know. Envoys with compliments mean a truce they seek. Angry troops facing ours? Be wary, don't be weak. If the enemy matches our number, that's fine. Just watch them closely. Wait for the right time. A leader without foresight is sure to lose. If he underestimates, he'll sing the blues. Punish too soon, soldiers won't comply. Wait too long, they'll pass you by. Treat soldiers with care, but keep control tight. That's the way to win the fight. If commands are clear and discipline strong, the army will follow and march along. A general with trust but orders clear will find his army's victory near. Chapter 10. Terrain. Sun Tzu said, "Now let's chat about terrain. It's varied, it's tricky, it's never the same. We've got 6 kinds of ground, you see, each with its own strategy. First, there's accessible ground, free for all, where both sides can roam and have a ball. Take the high spots, sunny and bright. Guard your supplies and be ready to fight. Next is entangling ground. Hard to hold, and if you leave it, it's tough to re-enroll. If you catch the foe unprepared, you might win. But if they're ready, disaster kicks in. Then comes temporizing ground, a tricky place, where neither side can gain a base. even if bait seems good to chew. Stay put, retreat, let the foe come to you. Narrow passes come next in line. Get there first and you'll be fine. Guard it strong, let the enemy come. If they get there first, don't be dumb. Precipitous heights are steep and high. Take the sunny spots, reach for the sky. If the enemy gets there first, don't follow. Retreat and lure them, make them swallow. Lastly, distant ground is far away. With equal strength, avoid the fray. It's hard to provoke a battle fight. It's better to stay out of sight. These 6 types of ground you must know to lead your troops and steal the show. Now let's talk about calamities, 6 in all. Not from nature, but from a general's call. First, flight occurs when forces clash, and one is 10 times larger. It's gone in a flash. Insubordination comes next in line, when soldiers are strong, but officers decline. Collapse happens when the opposite is true. Officers are strong, but the soldiers aren't due. Ruin strikes when leaders act on a whim, fighting in anger before the situation's grim. Disorganization shows a general's lack of clear orders, duties, and a structured track. Rout is the last when a small force fights against a stronger one. It's lost from sights. These 6 faults lead to defeat, you see. A wise general avoids them, that's the key. The land itself is a soldier's best friend, but knowing the enemy helps in the end. A great general plans, calculates with care, understands the terrain, knows what's there. Fight if victory's sure, even against the king's say. Avoid battle if defeat is the only way. A general who seeks no fame or disgrace, puts his country first, is a jewel in place. Treat soldiers like children, they'll follow you far. Like beloved sons, they'll stand by in war. But if you're indulgent without command, kind-hearted but weak, you won't withstand. Your soldiers will be like spoilt kids, useless in battle, can't handle the skids. Know your strength, the enemy's too, and understand the ground, through and through. An experienced soldier once on the go is never confused, always in the know. So remember this saying, wise and neat. Know yourself, the enemy, and victory's complete. Know the heaven and earth, the whole array, and your victory will be complete every day. Chapter 11. The 9 Situations. Sun Tzu said, in the art of war, there's much to explain. There are 9 kinds of ground, all part of the game. 1. Dispersive ground. When fighting at home, the troops might wander, might like to roam. 2. Facile ground. Not too deep in the land. You're in enemy territory, but things seem quite grand. 3. Contentious ground. Where both sides seek gain. Holding this ground brings fortune and fame. 4. Open ground. Where movement is free. Both sides can maneuver as far as they see. 5. Ground of intersecting highways. A crucial place. Whoever holds it can win the race. 6. Serious ground. Deep in hostile terrain. Fortified cities left behind in your campaign. 7. Difficult ground. Rugged and tough. Mountains and marshes, the journey is rough. 8. Hemmed-in ground. Narrow and tight. Small enemy forces can put up a fight. 9. Desperate ground, where you must fight to survive. It's a do-or-die moment. You must stay alive. On dispersive ground, do not fight. On facile ground, don't stop your flight. On contentious ground, avoid attack. On open ground, no blocking back. On highway ground, find friends and allies. On serious ground, gather supplies. On difficult ground, keep marching through. On hemmed-in ground, clever tricks will do. On desperate ground, you must stand tall, fight with courage, give it your all. Old leaders knew how to split the foe. They'd stop cooperation, make chaos grow. Good troops can't save the bad if they're split, preventing a rally with a clever wit. When foes are united, they'd cause disorder, move when it's smart, then stop on order. To deal with a strong foe ready to strike, seize what they love, force them to hike. Speed is key. Take routes they don't expect. Hit weak spots where guards neglect. When invading a land, go deep, don't stop. Your troops will bond, the enemy will flop. Forage in fertile lands for food. Keep your soldiers in a good mood. Conserve your strength, keep plans tight. Move your army, hide your might. Throw them in spots with no escape. They'll fight hard, no time to gape. When desperate, they lose their fear. No refuge means they'll hold dear. Soldiers ready, they'll stay on guard. No need for orders, they'll go hard. Keep out omens, forget superstitions. Stay brave and face war's tough conditions. If your troops aren't weighed down with wealth, it's not because they don't like good health. When called to battle, they might cry, but once in the fray, they'll reach for the sky. A skillful leader's like a snake so sly. Strike its head, the tail will try. Strike its tail, the head will fight. Strike the middle, you get both sides right. Like men from Wu and Yue in a boat. Enemies, but friends when it's remote. The leader must be calm, keep secrets close. Mystify the troops, let no one know. Change plans often, confuse the foe. Shift your camp, keep them on their toes. At the crucial time, kick away the stare. Lead deep into danger, then declare. Burn the boats, break the pots, drive the troops, confuse their thoughts. Muster courage, bring it out. This is the general's route. Study these grounds, know when to fight. Aggressive or defensive, do what's right. When invading, go deep for cohesion. Short ways mean dispersion, that's the reason. Know your neighbors, their plans and plots. Study the land, the marshes and spots. Use local guides, turn nature to your side. Lead your army with wisdom and pride. A warlike prince attacks with stealth, prevents foes from combining their wealth, keeps his plans secret, captures their land, rewards and orders by his hand. Show deeds, not plans, to the troops you lead. Brighten the outlook, but hide the need. Place them in peril, they'll stand tall, and in harm's way, they'll give it their all. Success in war comes from knowing your foe. Hang on their flanks, keep them on the go. On the day you lead, block paths and gates. Be stern and wise, control their fates. If they leave a door open, rush in quick. Seize what they value, make their hopes flick. Move like a maiden, shy and meek. Then strike like a hare, swift and sleek. And so in war, as the battle calls, know your ground and you'll conquer all. Chapter 12. The Attack by Fire. Sun Tzu said, "Here are 5 fiery ways to win battles and set camps ablaze. First, burn soldiers right where they sleep. Then burn their stores in a fiery sweep. Third, burn their baggage trains with glee. Fourth, burn their arsenals oh so fiercely. Fifth, drop fire from the sky so high that let it rain down like a blazing goodbye. To attack with fire, you need to prepare. Keep the materials ready, handle them with care. The season must be dry, not a drop of rain, and choose the right days with the moon's refrain. When the sieve, the wall, the wing, or the crossbar are constellations where the moon's rays are, for these days bring winds, so the fire can spread, ensuring the enemy will dread. When fire starts in the enemy's camp, do attack, strike from the outside, give no slack. If fire breaks out but the enemy's still, wait for your chance, bide your time until. When the flames are high and the time is right, follow up with an attack, give them a fright. If you can set fire from the outside, don't wait, strike at the right moment, seal their fate. Start your fire with the wind at your back, never from downwind, or you'll face a setback. A daytime wind lasts long and strong, but a night breeze is soon gone. Know these 5 fire tips in any army. Watch the stars. Be ready. Never be barmy. Fire aids attack with clever skill, while water's strength gives a different thrill. Water intercepts but doesn't take all. Fire destroys, makes the enemy fall. Without enterprise, battles are a waste. Time is lost, and stagnation's the taste. An enlightened ruler plans far ahead. A good general's resources are always well spread. Move when there's an advantage to take. Use troops wisely. No needless mistake. Don't fight for anger or personal spite. Only when victory's in sight. Anger can change to joy, vexation to ease, but a destroyed kingdom won't find peace. The dead can't come back, nor can a shattered land. So be cautious and careful, take a wise stand. An enlightened ruler keeps the peace. A good general ensures that conflicts cease. Chapter 13. The Use of Spies. Sun Tzu said, raising an army of 100,000 men, marching them far again and again. costs the people and drains the state, daily spending 1,000 ounces at a great rate. Commotion at home, on highways too. 700,000 families with work to do. Hostile armies face off for years. Victory decided in one day brings cheers. To stay ignorant of the enemy's way, because you won't spend 100 ounces to pay, is foolish and mean. It's not very wise. A leader must learn to use his spies. Wise leaders conquer with foreknowledge true, not from spirits or guesses, but spies who knew. Knowledge of the enemy's plans and lies can only be gained from the use of spies. There are 5 kinds of spies, you see, each one working secretly. 1. Local spies, folks from the place. 2. Inward spies, enemy's inner space. 3. Converted spies, turned to our side. 4. Doomed spies, sent to misguide. 5. Surviving spies, bring news back with pride. All 5 types of spies at play keep our secrets safe every day. This is called divine manipulation of threads, the sovereign's gift that always spreads. Local spies are those from the land, inward spies in the enemy's hand. Converted spies once worked for the foe, now on our side with secrets to show. Doomed spies spread false tales that distract. Surviving spies bring real news back. Spies must be cherished, rewarded the best, kept in secrets, unlike the rest. Spies need a mind sharp and wise. Manage them well with truth, no lies. Be subtle, oh so subtle in every way. Use spies for all business, night and day. If a spy leaks a secret before it's due, he and the one told must bid adieu. To crush an army or storm a city high, first know the names of guards who stand by. Find enemy spies, tempt with gold. House them well, let secrets unfold. Converted spies give us the chance to use local and inward spies in our dance. Their info helps the doomed spy deceive, and the surviving spy's news to receive. The aim of all spying is knowledge of the foe. This knowledge starts with the converted spy's flow. Treat converted spies with utmost care. They bring the knowledge we all share. The rise of great dynasties in the past was due to spies, their knowledge vast. Only enlightened rulers and generals wise use the army's best intelligence. Spies. Spies are crucial in war's grand scheme, for on them relies the army's dream. The end